Hello. So, I have officially read 99 books so far this year. So this is me vlogging my 100th book of the year. And I decided to pick my 100th book in a bit of a fun way. I'm going to do a scavenger hunt on my shelves to pick my 100th book of the year. And I am going to take the prompts from Kayla from Books and Lala, her scavenger hunt list. And I will set that up and find it, and I will come back. Okay, and I am back. I found the list, and the first one says, grab your favorite book, go to the acknowledgements, and the first name you see, find a book by an author with the same name. Okay, so I'm just going to go for my favorite book so far this month, because it's pretty much 2 days until May's over, so I know that this will be my favorite book of the month, so I will be right back. So my favorite book of this month is The Devil She Knows by Alexandria Bellafleur. There was just something I really enjoyed about this book. And so go to the acknowledgements, and the first name I see, acknowledgements. All right, let's see. Kerry. I don't think I have one with Kerry, but I'll have a look. If not, there's Sarah. They're the only two names in here. Yeah, I don't think I have one with Kerry, but I have a feeling I have one with Sarah. So I will be back once I find something. Okay, like I thought, I didn't find a Kerry, but I found a Sarah. Sarah J. Maas. So let's see what the prompt is for this one. So with this one, I'd pick something on the cover and find another book with that thing in the cover. Or in the title. Okay, so the only thing on this cover is a deer, some trees. Yeah, is a deer and some trees. But yeah, I don't think I have anything with either of those. At a stretch, I have the words Assassin and Blade. Okay, so let's see what I can find. Okay, so I did find something. There's a group of trees, which I'm counting as a forest, and I have After the Forest by Kel Woods. So let's see what I'm doing with this one. Go to page 50, line 5, pick a word from that line and find a title with that word. Okay, page 50. Okay, page 50, line 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another silence, heavy with misgiving. Greta tensed, waiting for blank. All right, so there are some interesting words there. We've got silence, misgiving, another, waiting, or at a stretch, I can do the word for. All right, so I will be back when I find something. So I found something with the word silence in it. The Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris. Now let's see what I'm doing with this book. So with this one, I am finding a 5-star read with the same colors on the cover. So this is essentially yellow and brown. So a 5-star read that is literally yellow and brown. All right, cool. Back in a sec. Okay, this one is a book that I read in high school, but this is yellow, black with a little bit of white. And this one is yellow, black, and white. So I'm going to count this because it only said to have the colors on it. Yeah, so The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. All right, let's see what I'm doing with this. Find a book I would recommend that is similar. Okay, so find a book that is similar to The Outsiders. All right, back in a sec. A book that's sort of similar to The Outsiders is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. The reason that I think these are a little similar is because They both have something that happens that causes people to be on opposite sides of something, or like the unpopular side. So yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird. Let's see what the next prompt is. So with this book, take the most common letter seen in the title and find an author whose name starts with that letter. Okay, so there is, there's a similar amount of letter. Oh no, I thought that there was a tie, but there is 3 I's. There's only 2 of the other ones. So I. Okay, an author that starts with I. Luckily, my shelf is in alphabetical order. I'll be back in a sec. I had one on my shelf that did start with an I. Foe by Ian Reid. This is actually quite a good read. I recommend it. Alright, so what am I doing with this one? Find a book with the same number of pages. Okay, so how many pages is this? 260. Alright, so I need to find a book that is 260 pages. Okay, cool. Be right back. Okay, I got to a book that I haven't read, but Pugs and Kisses by J.J. Howard. The story ends on 260. I'm not counting the acknowledgement page and the extra page. Alright, what is the next? Flip open to any page, the first name I see, find an author with that name. Okay, so let's just pick a page. Calvin. I definitely don't have a Calvin. Or Anna. Phoebe. Don't think I have a Phoebe either. My camera is also flicking at me. So I am going to charge the battery and I will be back to continue this video once I've charged this. Bye. Okay, so when I last left you guys before my camera needed to charge, I had grabbed this book, which was the same number of pages as this book. Then I was having to find a character name and then an author to match it. The names that I found, 2 of them I didn't have, but there was an Anna or Anna spelled A-N-A. This was the closest I could find, which is Anna spelled with 2 N's, which is Alice with a Y by Anna James. So now I will bring the scavenger hunt stuff back up and see where I'm going next. Okay, and the next one was find another title with the same number of letters. Oh god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, 13 letter title. Alright, I will cut and I will be back. Okay, I found that pretty quickly. This has 13 letters in the title, and so does Dead Until Dark, which is the first in the True Blood series by Charlaine Harris. So let's see what the next prompt is. Find a book with a similar cover. Okay, so I need a white cover with a face on it. Alright, I will be back. Alright, so I have picked up Anna O. This has a face and a white cover and then just a title and author. Okay, and I think this is the one that's going to take me to my read. Yep, yeah, flip to a random page, point at a word, read. And find that word in the book title. Okay, so let's have a look. So let's point. Being. Okay, I don't think I have one with being, but let's have a look. Nope, there's no being, so let's flip and point again. Magazine. I definitely don't have one with magazine. Alright. Point. Sleepwalking. I'm almost positive I don't have one with sleepwalking. So let's go again. Point. Donnelly. No. I have authors named Donnelly, but the point of this is to find it in the title. Alright, go again. Point. I pointed at nothing. Point. Indira. I think that's a name, so I wouldn't have something like that. Open point. Urgency. I wouldn't have one with urgency. It was right next to the word the, but that didn't. But I didn't point at that one, so it doesn't count. All right. Point. I pointed at nothing. All right, let's flip again. And point. No. Okay, I may have something with no in it. All right, I'll be back. Okay, the trick was finding one that I hadn't already read. But I did find one. I have a Twisted Tale that has nobody gets left behind, which is the Lilo and Stitch one. I am counting this because no is in there. But yeah, Nobody Gets Left Behind by Keala Kendall. This is going to be my 100th book of the year. And I'll probably vlog me reading it. It'll probably be, I'll read it tomorrow, because tomorrow's the last day of May, and I want to get this read before it becomes June, and I start all the readathons. I wanted the 100th book to be my choice before I start doing all the ones with prompts that I don't have any control over the order I read them. But I will catch you when I pick this book up. Like I said, it'll most likely be tomorrow. Bye! Okay, so I am 100 pages into Nobody Gets Left Behind by Keala Kendall. This book, it essentially picks up where the movie left off. Sort of. It rewrites it still has them all coming to Earth. Yeah. It still has all the aliens coming to Earth and them trying to take Stitch back. And then you've got Stitch trying to defend that he belongs with Lilo and Nani. But where it differs is it has to be proven. So Nani, thanks to Cobra Bubbles, is invited to, or not invited, is ordered to come with them and Stitch to prove that to this academy called I don't know what it's called. It's just called the Academy. Yeah, so she has to prove that Stitch will listen or can listen to humans and isn't just going to be disobedient and destroy everything. Yeah, so that was about the first 75 pages, was rewriting that and Nani having to go and basically convincing her to be away from Lilo. So, yeah, that happens. And then Lilo is essentially staying with David. And Lilo convinces David to follow them in a separate ship because she's convinced that they're going to need her help. Her and David's help. So, yeah, so that's all happening. And yeah, page 100, they literally arrived on the planet called Turo. So this is where the plot's really gonna do its own thing compared to the movie. Actually, I think it did that from page 75. But I'm quite enjoying it so far. Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorite Disney movies, so I already love all the relationships. I already love all these characters and the relationships that all of them have. But essentially, if Nani can successfully pass this training, then Cobra Bubbles will tick off that she's capable of looking after Lilo and will essentially leave him alone. So that's what's happening in this so far, or that's what's going to be happening. And yeah, so that's where we're at with this, and I will check back in when I have something else happening. Bye! Hello! So I am now just under the halfway point of Nobody Gets Left Behind. I'm actually really enjoying this one. It's always been hit and miss for me in these Twisted Tales. Some of them have been good. Some of them have been unnecessarily long and kind of boring. But this one I am enjoying. So I talked about what Nani and Stitch have been doing, but with the bit I just read, we've gotten a lot more about David and Lilo's side of everything. They've essentially snuck their way into space, and they're trying to find... Well, okay, Lilo's trying to help Stitch. David's just trying to keep Lilo safe like he promised Nani. And yeah, so they've now somehow gotten a hotel, and Lilo has convinced the hotel owner that David is a professional performer, like a hula or some kind of Hawaiian dance performer. So they've now secured a place to stay and some food. And Nani and Stitch are still trying to work together. Still trying to work together. And they've met this other alien named Squish, who is essentially an outsider in this little alien world. And so yeah, so it's actually quite fun. The two stories kind of interconnecting, but also completely unrelated. And the aliens have been convinced that mosquitoes are like these dangerous creatures that like eat their young and are a lot more dangerous than they are. I mean, don't get me wrong, mosquitoes are sons of bitches when it comes to blood sucking. But yeah, the way that they think Earth mosquitoes are is actually quite funny. They think that they're these... Yeah, they think that they're these big monsters that'll kill anything. And yes, so it is actually quite funny. Yeah, it's extremely funny. But yeah, so this is a good time. I am glad that this is the book I ended up on, because it's an enjoyable read. I'm having fun. Alright, so I will probably check in after I finish, because yeah, I'm at the halfway point. I'm probably just going to smash out the rest of this, and I will come back with my final thoughts on it, and I will catch you guys soon. Bye! Okay, and it is many hours later, and I am back with my final thoughts of Nobody Gets Left Behind by Keala Kendall. Oh, sorry, Keala Kendall. I really enjoyed this. This was more about Nani and Stitch growing a bond. Like, Lilo and David were there, but it was more Nani and Stitch's story. There was a lot of chaos happening, but I really enjoyed this. And Nani, it was about like Nani and Stitch accepting each other as family. Like, not just by default because of Lilo, but because of but accepting each other into, like, Nani also accepting Stitch into her life. But yeah, this was a sweet story. I really enjoyed it. I'm giving it 4.5. And that wraps up this short little video of me reading my 100th book of the year. And I will see you guys in whatever I get up next. Bye!